Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Hunter with Van Houten Builds. Thank you guys for tuning in. So last time where we left off is with the 68 Mustang convertible. We've been doing a lot since then. Basically what I'm gonna do now is dive into the engine. I wanna just start pulling things apart, take the intake off, see what we got underneath everything, you know, see how it looks in the lifter valley, check everything out, especially since we have that one stuck lifter. Also want to pull the carb off. It's old. I've got another 2-barrel, so I'm just gonna probably slap that on for now. I may end up dropping a 4-barrel on. We'll see. Maybe get an intake manifold for that, a 4-barrel, because I've only got the stock 2-barrel carb and intake right now. So we're gonna pull that off, see what we got. Before we jump into things, go ahead and give me a like on this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I want to thank all y'all for tuning in and for the support. I love doing this. This is so much fun. And I'm so glad we got another project. The 65, just a little update here. Still waiting on the engine. The machine shop's been giving me the runaround. It's just been a headache after headache, unfortunately, with that. It's taken forever, and I feel like they're prioritizing other motors over mine, unfortunately. I don't know why. Maybe they're bigger engines, more payday for them. I know they're down workers, which is also tough, but I feel like I've given them almost about 3 months now just to do the machine work. It's like, it's crazy. So I know that they've got the heads done. I keep going by and just dropping in. Supposedly are working on the block this week. Doubt it. It's just been one thing after another. Anyways, not going to go into too much detail here. I don't know, have any of you guys ever had any trouble with your machine shops? In LA, it's kind of hard to find one because, you know, you ask around and somebody's always got an opinion about, no, go to this one. No, don't use that one, use this one. Everybody's got their different opinions. So it's really hard to figure it out, you know, like which one's reputable, which one does good quality work in a timely fashion. So yeah, good times. I'm learning though. I'm learning a lot as far as that goes. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump on into things because we got a lot of work to do. All right. So this is the carb that was on there. Pretty grody, pretty old. Yikes. Yeah, very gross. It's seen better days. Luckily, I have another one. Let's see if we can salvage anything from this. Probably not. I don't know, it just needs a full rebuild, it looks like. So, good times. So check it out, y'all. So what I did here is I cleaned this up and it's already rusted because I haven't coated it or painted it yet. But what I did here is I've basically been letting the water ports and or all the whole water section of the engine soak for the last few days in a vapor rust. And this stuff is amazing. Highly recommend. I use it on everything, but I've just been letting it soak because it's so bad up in here, and I wanted to just kind of clean the inside of the engine out of all the rust with that. Then I put a hose in here, sprayed everything, tried to loosen some stuff out, and then the best way I found to get the water out is to reverse the vacuum. And I took a shop vac on reverse and sprayed the, just blew air through here, and then air came through the water ports. It pushed all the water out, and then I just cleaned it up that way. Gotcha, bitch. Jesus. Guys, that was ridiculous. I know you can see that I went at everything with the torch. Hopefully I just didn't bend any of my push rods down in there. I guess TBD on that. Not gonna touch it because that is really hot because I've just torched it. Had to get the shop crane out and then put pressure on it. Literally lifted up the whole car off the ground. Finally it gave way. I've been trying to do this for 2 days. This is crazy, but I'm glad I finally got it. It's just, that was insane. All right, y'all, a pleasant little surprise here. Check this out. Look what we got. I thought these looked familiar, even though this says 289 right here, but we got a 302, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. That is fantastic news. I thought we had just the stock 289, which means I don't know where this engine came from or how long it's been in here. Super strange. I kind of want to get the casting numbers off this, check it out, and see where it even came from. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my God, that's really, really cool. And everything's really clean in here. I mean, you can see it. It looks really good. This is not going to be fun to clean off. And now that I've got the intake off, we can clean that up. Still trying to decide if I want to go 4-barrel or, keep it a 2-barrel. So yeah, good times. The only reason I would consider going the 2-barrel is I have the rebuilt carb from my original motor right here, this Motorcraft, which is a decent carburetor. It's a 2-barrel. So yeah, I was thinking about maybe just going with that, but I don't know. Now that we've got it off, maybe it's worth it to just do 4-barrel, spend the extra money, go with 4-barrel carb on this as well. Yeah, so what a fun little surprise there. I had no idea that this was a 302, so that's awesome. Good news. Woohoo! Sweet. right, y'all, so one thing I did not show on camera was basically painting, you know, all these pieces here. I painted the valve covers I took off. They were in pretty rough shape. What I did is I soaked all of these parts. They were pretty rusty, and I soaked them. This was clear, not clear anymore, but I soaked them in the Evapo-Rust solution, or Evapo-Rust or whatever, and it's pretty gross now. It pretty much stopped working because I soaked so much stuff in it. I also cleaned the intake manifold up here. I don't think I'm gonna reuse this though, actually. I did end up painting it just on the off chance I wanted to reuse it. And I did end up painting this intake manifold. This was the one that was on it, the one that originally came with it. I painted it with the Duplicolor engine enamel, which I love. This stuff works amazing. Highly recommend Duplicolor engine enamel. It's high heat. It's like a ceramic coating. Definitely make sure you prime before. They have a special primer for the engine enamel, and then you lay on this color. And I just did the cast iron aluminum like coat on top, and it came out looking pretty good. And then just to keep it from rusting on the underside, I just coated all this with WD-40 just to keep it from rusting. I don't think I'm actually gonna use it. I'm probably just gonna go 4-barrel, because if it's already off, why not? Then I used a blue, the Ford dark blue engine enamel on the valve covers, which I love. I'm also going to use it on the engine itself. Used it on the other one as well, and just think that it turned out really good. Then I think what I may do is I may paint the Power by Ford in white on top. I don't know, it might end up looking cool, but also I painted the spacer as well. Once again, probably not going to use this. One little thing that I couldn't really remember is if I used the low gloss or semi-gloss on this Mustang. I'm pretty sure I used the semi-gloss black for the engine parts, because I used the low gloss and it came out almost like a flat black to me. I don't like it as much, but you know, I painted, you know, everything on the interior, all of the pieces, etc., with the low gloss. The difference here being between the low gloss and the semi-gloss, I don't know if you can tell, but this is just the semi-gloss, and it's way smoother, more of like a satin finish. And then this is the low gloss, and it's more of like a flat finish. It has like a very low sheen, but not even really. So I definitely prefer the semi-gloss when using it on all these parts. So note to self, I couldn't remember, but now I know. And then I also went and got some rust reformer, because I really like the Rust-Oleum rust reformer. Also painted all of the, you know, the valve cover bolts so I can reuse those. Painted them all blue. They turned out pretty good. That looks nice. For now, I'm just trying to prep everything and get everything ready so that I can put this engine back together. But yeah, I want to paint the valve covers. I think I'm going to paint the valve covers, you know, Power by Ford. I think I'm going to paint them white. So let's try and do that. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but they're pretty cheap. They're original. Not too worried about messing it up. It's hot rodding, right? So whatever, let's do it. And I'm just using some like gloss Dover white Krylon paint. Yeah, and just gonna do the letters with that because I like the way it looks. All right, y'all, so I did the best I could with carpal tunnel. You know, I'm having problems with my wrist, so it doesn't feel great, but yeah, I don't know, kind of looks cool at a glance. Maybe like super far away. I don't know. It was all jacked up anyways. I mean, you can just see here like how much rust there was. You see like the pitting all over, and I didn't use filler because I was like kind of feeling lazy on this. And also these are cheap covers because they're original and kind of junky, and they aren't in the best shape. And I just cleaned them up as much as I could and then sprayed them. You know, it's under the hood, so whatever. I can always change them out later with something cooler. All right, y'all, I've run out of room for everything. It's a mess here. So this is all the 65 stuff, and I don't want to get it all like, you know, I guess mixed up. So I don't even know where I'm gonna put all this stuff. I did get a brake line, just a rubber brake hose for the front that I didn't do. So that's like the front driver side. This is what I'm really excited about right here. Ooh, double box. Okay. And this is my latest Amazon purchase. All right, instead of going with like super fancy schmancy Edelbrock, you know, situation here, I decided to go with this. And this is the second one I got because I got one for my other engine. But they're actually decent reviews. I mean, they're all probably made similarly anyways. Let's be honest. Okay, so what I got is I got this JG Hyper. I don't know, it was some Amazon brand. I don't know. But I thought, hey, why not? It was so much cheaper than buying an Edelbrock intake, and it had great reviews. So yeah, it comes with some plugs here, and then a sheet about all this. I don't know. This was actually, this only ended up being like 117 bucks for an aluminum 4-barrel intake. And obviously I'm going to check the sides to make sure we're all good. There's a little bit of denting there. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to check all this to make sure before we throw it on that all the machining is good. Has a quality control sticker that it passed. We'll see. That's good. But we're going to check it anyways. But yeah, it's 4-barrel intake. Super light. I'm going to probably just scrape off the whatever that junk is. And then... yeah, that way we can go 4-barrel because I ordered a used 4-barrel carb for this. So pretty excited about that. Yeah, I'm going to throw this on there. I got to check the flatness of this first though, just to make sure that everything is good here. I ended up getting 2 of these little guys because that's all they had. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay a bead of that around everything pretty much. You know, around the water jacket ports here or whatever, or the water ports, whatever they're called, just on the outsides here on each corner. And then I'm going to put the gasket down. I'm also going to lay a bead along here and on the back of the engine as well. Oh, sweet. Okay, so it actually has like how to tighten everything. So like the order. So that helps. That's nice. Convenient. So yeah, sweet. All right, so now I'm just using some Ultra Black, the Permatex Ultra Black, and we're gonna run a bead around the water jacket. At least this is aluminum, so it should go on way easier. Oh boy. Okay. Now once this is on, we don't really want to mess with it. I feel like that's pretty good right there. So now we're gonna grab our sheet and I'm gonna look and see what the torque specs are here. So we get to put these 18 to 20 foot-pounds. So let's do that. Let's do this one first. Okay, 15. All right, so there we go. We are installed. Woohoo! Now we just gotta let it cure for a while. All right, so I went ahead and ripped off the power steering pump here from the car. Oh, and there goes all the fluid when I spun it around. Fantastic. Yuck. Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna clean that up real quick before we dive into things. Alright, so what I ended up doing was basically cleaning everything so I could paint it, because I decided I'm going to try and keep this because this was too impossible to get off. And yeah, so I need to fix this though, where I dented it in trying to take it off. I don't know how to fix that though. All right. Just repainted it in like an old Ford blue. I really like this color, almost better than the dark Ford blue. It's pretty sweet. But anyways, I painted the canister and everything. I couldn't get the actual like pump out of the canister, unfortunately. So I painted everything in the canister, and then I'm gonna flip it in just a little bit and paint the other side in like a gloss black engine enamel. I'm doing it with all engine enamel because it's gonna probably get pretty hot, and being the engine bay, I don't want any of the paint flaking off. So that's where we are with that right now. I also repainted the power steering. I can't touch that. It's kind of wet. I also repainted the power steering pump bracket, and I just used like a duplicolor chrome, which actually looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. It looks pretty sweet. It's almost like brand new again. That'll look good in the engine bay. All right, so what I'm gonna do next is I've got this C4 right here I was able to pick up for a couple $100. I repainted it. It only had about 5,000 miles on it, and so what I did is I just took the filter out. The filter was good, but I had an extra one, so I put a new one in there. I took the pan out, repainted the pan, got a new gasket for it because it had a cork gasket, and so I'm gonna replace it with a rubber gasket, but I'm gonna use a little bit of the Permatex, automatic transmission gasket maker. So I was able to clean everything up as much as possible on here. I'm gonna also cover the intake with a little aluminum foil so I don't get it all gross, because I still want it to be an aluminum color, Telling you, aluminum foil works great for painting things because you just kind of mold it into place and then it hopefully stays. Yeah. All right, so let's paint. I'm using this Duplicolor primer engine enamel here. It's really good. I like this stuff a lot. It works super well. And then I'm gonna go over it with the Ford blue. So let's do it. Alright y'all, so I ended up painting the engine block. Also discovered that I cracked the timing cover, so that's fantastic. Gonna have to fix that. Putting on a new timing cover then eventually. But I decided everything was stripped down, so why not go ahead and paint the block. Not going for perfect, not going for the most beautiful thing, just tried to get it to where it didn't look like trash. So anyways, I think that's where I'm gonna leave this video. I've been basically pulling it apart, trying to refurbish things, if you will, fix things up that are in not the best of shape. I'm hoping that I have the engine back for the 65 somewhat soon, but no telling. Supposedly it's this next week, highly doubt it. But in the meantime, been working on this. We're just trying to make everything look, I don't know, okay, I guess. But yeah, it's coming along. I'm really liking this Ford blue color that I'm using. It's like a lighter blue, which is cool. I got to order some more parts for everything. Got a lot of parts to get actually, but I just want to get this thing like running and driving. So that's the goal. Anyways, got a lot of work to do on this. Obviously, as you can see, there are many holes and just bleh going on. Got some cool plans for this though, I think. Like, gonna do some really cool stuff. If you guys have any suggestions at all, please let me know. I'd love to hear, you know, in the comments. I know a few of you said I should do like a Shelby clone thing, and I really appreciate, you know, the recommendations. So keep them coming, because I was thinking about doing something kind of unique and cool with the hood on this, because obviously this is not salvageable. It is in such terrible shape. So with that said, I think that's where I'm gonna call it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support. Let's keep it going. We got a lot of work to do. All right, I'll catch you on the next one.